All right, welcome. For those who've just joined us, we're on week 4 of CIT 225. I'm Brother Stevic. I'm still your teacher. And we are looking at the query that's on slide number 10. I'm just cleaning it up because there's an error here. We're going to try and figure out where the error is. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got select F title from film F, inner join film actor FA1 on film ID. Film ID. Okay. Let's start and run this and see what happens first. We get an error. You have this error in Eagleson down. Okay, so let's see. So inner join FA1. Inner join actor A1 on
You got a different
FA1.
error message than I did.
You have an error in your C2. Let's see. What's the error message I got here? Line 12. This is where the problem is. This is where they're saying the problem is.
Are we looking at
Okay.
that? This is slide. Which one was this slide?
The slide 10, you said this is
Oh,
this is
I missed the and. Oh no.
let's see, where's slide 10 go? Where am I? Where? So this is slide 10 here, I said.
Oh, that one actually. There's no error. That one works.
This one works. Which is the one that
I wrote down the wrong one. It's slide 11.
oh, the self join.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this guy.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I wrote down. I try to keep track of what I'm looking at.
Okay, let's bring you here instead. Okay, so we got select title from prequel. Oh, this is a great example of why you do a self join. Okay. So select F title F parent dot title prequel from film F. Inner join film dot F parent on F parent ID is F preschool ID where prequel ID is not null. So run that. Okay, this is because if we look in the film table, there is no prequel. That doesn't exist.
Oh,
There's no prequel film ID.
okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what. See the under clause F prequel film ID in where clause. That's saying that this don't exist nowhere.
Ah,
But this is a great example of why we would do if this film table was actually the way it was supposed to be. It's a great reason why you'd self join a table.
when you say so, I guess I haven't read the chapters yet, so I don't understand self join what that means.
So see how this we're joining film to film. We're
Yeah.
joining the same table to itself. That's called a self join.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So when we're joining the same table to itself, it's referred to as self join. A lot of people ask, why would you do a table to itself? Because in this case, a film might have a prequel, and some of them do this here. Update, alter film. Remember how to do this. Is it add alter table?
We actually did some of these self joins last week.
Yes, yeah. Add alter table. That's what let's do this here. Let's just cheat it for me. Thank you. So we're gonna alter the table. We're gonna add. What do they want us to add here? Want us to add the column prequel film. It is here. So go here, add prequel film ID, and we're gonna make it a small int. Okay. And then apply. And that's the query to do it.
Yeah, the command.
And done. Finish. Close that out. And now let's refresh this. And now there's prequel film ID. So let's do this. Update. So select star from film. Okay, so let's do update film. Set value equal to 12, where film ID equals 6. That works too. Okay, so that's there. So we've updated the one row. So now when we run this, we should get, yeah. So now we get the one result that I just kind of force happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So if so in this case, so this is kind of like, jumping ahead. So when we're doing joining tables, we can join a table to itself for a number of reasons. And in this case, we get the film table, and sometimes a film might be a prequel to another film. So we'd have a column in here, prequel film ID, which could be null. We're gonna allow that to be null, right?
Right.
And when we insert into the film table, add if that was a prequel there. That way we can tell if we wanted to find out like what films didn't have what films were actually the first film in a series, we'd go where prequel film ID is null. And we know all the first films or films without sequels, and from films that are first film in a series. I usually use an example like dogs and dog breeding. But all right, let's jump back to where I was going to start today. And okay, so I'm not going to talk about these today. I'll talk about these on Friday, on next week. Okay. So today we're going to talk about joins. We're going to talk about cross joins, and we're going to talk about inner joins. I don't think I talk about outer joins. Once we're done with the code here and any questions, I'm not going to be doing anything about the project tonight, because I injured my knee, and sitting in one place too long caused it to swell up. So I got about 45 minutes in me where I can do this. And then next week we'll do a full out database design. Okay. Also, I did not get to, I try to grade on Mondays to get everything done. I did not get that done this week, so I will get the papers done this week, today or tomorrow. I'll get all the stuff graded from previous. As we get later on into the semester, if you're doing the project, it's important for me to get those papers graded, because they're where you're telling me what's going on with your projects. So I gotta get that information back to you pretty quickly. Right.
Actually, sorry, I have one question. Can I
Sure.
ask?
Sure. Absolutely.
It's about the paper.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit confused last time. So that's the only assignment I haven't done yet.
Okay.
So on the last week's the assignment for last week, there's this path where I don't know if I'm right though, but it's the path where we were supposed to do a project or like an essay thing, I guess.
If you choose, do you remember we talked about the final project last week? If you
Okay.
choose to do the final project, from
Yeah.
now on, your weekly essays are updates in how you're doing on your project. They're not the actual topics. So
Oh,
if the topic of the essay for this week is like explain how joins are an important part of coding, blah blah blah, but you're doing the
that's
final project, you're going to write your paper is going to be, hey, Brother Stevic, I've picked out my topic for my thing. Here's what it's going to be. I'm going to start working on the ERD this week.
okay.
That's what your paper is going to be if you're doing the final
Okay.
project.
Okay. Because I was a little bit confused and I had a whole lot of other things to do or projects to do and a different like other courses
Sure.
too. So I just decided to wait till today and I
Hmm.
was going to ask that question. So
Not a problem.
all right,
Most of the time.
I'll get it done hopefully by the end of today.
That's totally fine. Okay. So before I talk about joins, I'm gonna take a step back into second grade math, and we're gonna talk about Venn diagrams. Does everyone remember Venn diagrams?
I don't remember second grade math.
It was a minute ago. So this might be ringing some bells. Venn diagrams are where you have two circles and it ends up being three sets. You got set A, you've got set B, and then you've got set C. So what you have here is you have set A, and then you've got this overlap where the stuff in set A is also in set B. You've got set B and this overlap where the stuff in set B is also in set A, right? So I think this area here is A union B. This area here. Just do some texture stuff here, but yeah. So this area here is A union B. So when we're dealing with joins, right? If this is table A and this is table B, okay, and we use our command inner join. Okay, we have inner join, and we're going to talk. We're not going to do queries about these tonight, but we're going to talk about it anyway. We have a left outer join, and we have a right outer join. And in some RMDBS systems, we have something called a full outer join, which we do not have. This does not exist in MySQL. Okay. So now we've got table A and we've got table B. When we're talking about an inner join, for this one here, right? The results come from everything that exists where the two overlap. Let me make that a better color though. Let me change that color. I don't like that color. Let's do that. Okay. Where this burgundy red is, that's what the inner join pulls from. It only pulls where the columns match. Okay. If we're doing a left outer join, and now when we're talking about left outer join, so when you do left outer join, you've got it looks like this, I guess. You've got table A, left outer join, table B. All right. So when we do this, I say table A, left outer join, table B. What this return now, the inner join returns only what's in the middle here, right? Table A, left outer join, table B returns everything that's in table A and only the things that match in table B. Meaning, like if there were like both these tables had 200 rows in it, and we were left outer joining on the last name table, right? So if something was in here that didn't have, if there's a column here that didn't have a match here, it would return null. I'll show you what these are next week. But all
This
you
was
need to
in
know,
your video, wasn't it?
it's if you watch my other videos, it's in my other video. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
the other video.
Yeah. My other videos, this is I love talking about joins, and I've got a video from like 7 years ago. It's like an hour and a half just to joins. So what happens is when you do a left outer join, it takes everything in table A and only thing that matches in table B. A right outer, so and the reason is because table A is on the left of that statement. If I do right outer join, it returns everything in table B and only things that match in table A. Okay. Full outer join obviously returns everything, and we'll talk more about those later. I just want to plant that seed now as to what the outer joins will look like. And we'll talk about those next week, probably next week. Okay. But what you need to know now is the inner join returns only this stuff here. Okay. Now, before we get there, we've got something called a cross join. A cross join, if we look at this, if I run this, right? What a cross join does, it is a What's what we're looking for? Cartesian join. What that means is Raphael Abney will be listed at every, so you got select A last name, select A first name, B address from customer, cross join B, address B, order by last name. So what's happening is Raphael Abney will match to every single address that's in table B. And then when the next name comes up, it'll match every single name there as well. So the next name here, and that, see, it starts over again. So when you have a cardinal join, a Cartesian join like this one, everything in table A will match to everything in table B. So the first row, the first value in table A will match to every value in table B. The second value in table A will match to every value in table B, and so on and so forth. Now, you might ask yourself, why do you do this? Honestly, I don't know. I've been doing this 22 years. I've never used a cross join, but it's on your test, so I bring it up. And I think the only thing that's talked about on the test is that this is a Cartesian join, meaning everything here matches to everything here. Okay. Because here I have an inner join. Select last name, first name, address from customer A, inner join address B. And here I tell it what to join on. And I give it the column. Compare these two columns in order by last name. So now when I run this, you'll notice that Raphael Abney only lives in one place. And instead of having over 1,000 rows return, I have 599 return. So inner join, you have a column that it matches on, and it gives you every place where these two columns are identical. Okay. So in the customer table and in the address table, there's address ID, and that's what we're matching on. Okay. Now let's get a little more complicated here. I have last name, first name from customer. I've got address from address, and now I've got city from the table city, right? So I'm joining customer and address on address ID, and I'm joining address and city on city ID. So now what I'm going to get when I run this is I'm going to get the last name and first name and the address and the city of every person in my database, because these three tables join together through an inner join. Okay. Now, what if I wanted to just know what city I don't care what the address is. I want to know what city my customer is from. So I can go here and just get rid of address, right? And this query will still run because you don't have to have the joins in the select queries. So here I will just get the name of the person and the city they're from. Okay. Because these, did I ever do this? I was hoping to get the diagram. Okay, never mind. So, when these tables are joined, we can get any information we want out of them just by joining them together, right? So because customer and address have address ID and address and city have city ID, I can connect customer to city and get that information out. As long as I've got a chain of things I can join to, I can get accurate information out. Let's add to it here. This one gets a little crazy. Okay. We're going to get last name as customer last name. I'm gonna get last name as staff last name. I'm gonna get the title of the film and the rental date. So what I'm asking to find is the name of the customer, the film that they rented, when they rented it, and who rented it to them. So I've got customer I've got customer joining to rental on customer ID. I've got staff joining to rental on customer ID on staff ID. And then I've got inventory joining to rental. Okay. Because the inventory tells me what the name of the film what the inventory ID is, right? And I've got to join on inventory ID. And then film is joined to inventory because that's where we're getting the film name from. So the film name doesn't exist in inventory. The film name doesn't exist in rental. The film name only exists in film. In order to get it out, I've got to join the tables to get to it. So customer rental, then I join it to staff, and then I join inventory, and then I join film. So this is a 5-table. This is a 5-table join. Okay. So I got Ryan Hiller, last name Ryan, Hillier is the staff name, rented the eye doctor on the 6th of the June 21st, 2005. Okay. Everyone with me? You guys with me so far?
Yep.
Okay. So going on, remember last week I said you could throw a subquery anywhere you want, right? So here I want to get the last name and title, the actor's last name and title. What?
Okay, I get it now.
Oh, sorry, my wife there's a bug in the kitchen screen. And make sure that wasn't what was going on. I've got last name, I've got title from actor, and I'm joining film actor because that's where I get the thing from, right?
So
here,
is this query similar to the one above, just written a lot easier?
No, this one's different because
Okay.
so here what I'm doing here is what I'm trying to get the actor's last name and the title. And what I'm joining in order normally what I would do is I join actor to film actor and then film actor to title, and I get the film to film there, and I get the film name. But here, instead of joining to film, I have a subquery. I say I want to know select star from film where rating is PG. So instead of going to the entire film table, I'm pulling a subset out. And this is to demonstrate that I can throw a subquery anywhere. Right? So if I run this, so let me do this. Okay, I'll do this first. If I run this, I get over 1,000 rows returned, and I've got all sorts of actors and all the movies they were in, right? If I bring it back to this, now it's a lot fewer because I'm only getting the movies that are PG. Okay. So this is just an example that you can throw a subquery pretty much anywhere. As long as the column I'm looking to match on exists in this table, it's going to work. So all I'd really have to do here if I wanted to change this, I could do, instead of bringing star, I could do film ID and title. So those are the only 2 columns I'm pulling out. Right? And this will still run. Okay.
I have one question.
Sure.
I know it's easy, but I'm a little bit confused.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I zipped through this pretty quickly, so you got to stop me and ask me where you're confused.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's actually confusing me is just the abbreviations that you use. I mean, last name. I know actor's last name. That I know it means actor's last name, and then F the title, that's film title, right?
Well, it's
If
not
I'm
film
correct.
title, it's the name of the, so what's happening here is I have from actor A, right? So
Okay.
basically what I'm saying is I'm aliasing actor for the letter A. So instead of having my actor out all the time, I'm just using letter A instead.
Okay.
So with it, when you read this, you're saying, okay, from the actor table, get me last name. From the film table, get me title.
Hmm.
From the film actor table, get me actor ID. That's what this
Oh,
is. It's just so you don't have to type it out, because if I were to take these away, right,
yeah, you have to type it out.
and just do this, oh, this probably won't error out. No, this won't error out. The reason why I do this is, and let me write a query that's going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do select a dot last name. C dot last name. From actor A, inner join customer C on where the last name, where the customer last name. So here, I'm getting the A dot last name. So I'm getting the last name from the actor table. I'm getting the last name from the customer table where the last names are the same.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, the reason why I show this query here is because when we're looking at a query like this, all these columns are foreign keyed. Customer
Okay.
ID is the customer ID column is foreign keyed. The staff ID column is foreign keyed. And the inner join doesn't need to work on a foreign keyed column. It can work on any column
Hmm.
where the data would be the same. So here, when I run this, I'll get my results, right?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
here, let's say I take this away and I try to run it now,
Hmm.
I get
No.
column last name in field list is ambiguous, which means it exists in more than one place. So I can't just ask for last name. I've got to say which last name I want. And the only way to qualify, there's two ways to qualify it. I can either do this, because this will work, right? So I can put the entire table name there, but that's a lot of typing, and we don't like to type a lot, because this will work.
Just abbreviate them.
You got to get rid of the aliases.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so that's right. I get rid of the aliases. So I'm not gonna do that because I get here, but so instead of writing those out, I just use the aliases. So now this will work just fine. And I don't have to type out actor and customer all the time.
So that
So
from actor A would be from the actor table, right?
yep. Right here.
Okay.
Yep.
Actor
See
ID.
the
So
last
that
name.
A and the actor ID over there. Does it?
What's that?
The from actor A. Does
Yep.
the A represent the actor ID over there? Or?
So from actor A, that means, so what you're basically telling the SQL engine is, okay, get everything from actor, but from now on, I'm going to call actor table A.
Okay. Okay.
It's like in those legal documents, like, uh, brother Don Stevick, hereafter called teacher. And every time you see the word teacher, it's referred to me in the legal document, right? It's
Okay.
the same thing here. So you're saying from actor is A. So anytime you see A in this position, it's referring back to the actor table.
Okay.
Okay,
All
that's what
right.
aliasing is.
Good. That is
Okay.
good. Okay.
Okay.
I get it now because I was a
Yeah.
little
Yeah, sure.
stuff like
And the thing is with stuff like this is because I've been doing it so long, I just push through it. So
I'm just getting
there has to be someone say, hey, wait a second, I don't get it, which forces me to slow down and explain. Right. So yeah, so you get it now. So here, I've got actor last name and
Okay.
that's got to be film title. That can't be a title because that's not gonna work out that way. Film title. I'm aliasing the actor as A. I'm aliasing film actor as FA.
Yeah.
And I'm aliasing this query as F.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, we have the cross join again. Got this. Got that one. Got that one again. There's one here that I wanted to. Here it is. So here's another fun one. And this is what I was talking to you about before, Leon. So here I've got select rental date and I've got month name. So month name is a function that takes a date that you feed into it and only returns the name of the month. Okay.
Is there shorthand for that, or is it all longhand?
It's all longhand. It's month name.
Okay.
It's one thing. In SQL Server and in Oracle, it's just month, but in MySQL, it's one thing. And then here, I'm confused. I'm aliasing this column as month. So I'm saying return select month name. Give me the month out of the rental date. Call that the month column. Give me the title, and then give me the count of that title of the customer name. And what this query is going to return is it's going to tell me how many times per month that title is rented. Okay, so I'm getting the month name, I'm getting the title, and I'm getting how many customers rented that during that month. Because remember, I said whenever you have an aggregate, which is what this is, you must have a group by that tells you how to sort the aggregate. So this is saying you're going to aggregate by the title and by the month. So month name, right from the rental date, the title of the movie from film, and how many customers rented it. I'm aliasing rental as R, inventory as I, film as F, film category as FC, category as C. So I'm joining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables. Okay. I'm grouping them by title and month. And notice I'm using the alias name and not the actual thing here. And once you alias it, you can start referring to it as it really existed. And then I'm ordering by month and number of rentals descending. So here, let me run this query. So here I've got in August, Dorado noting was rented 13 times. So this is just telling me how many times a movie was rented based on month. And then we got July, June, May, stuff like that. Okay.
This is where you could use this to say, hey, I want to see all rentals that are less than 3 in a month, to maybe potentially remove that title from your sell it.
Yep. So that would be having less than 3. Yep. So I just threw this new command at you. Having is the where of aggregate functions.
Okay.
Having is the where of aggregate functions. That one has always confused me.
Having is the where of aggregate functions. Because if I do where here, I don't think it'll work.
No, it won't.
So if I do where number of rentals is less than 3, I get an error. So it can't be where. So I've got to use the command having. So having is the where of aggregates. So if I'm trying to limit the aggregate, I've got to use having. And then I get that. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. So now here, and so this one here is an answer to one of your exercises. They basically want you to join address to itself to find what two addresses are in the same city. So I'm getting address number one, address from address. I'm getting address from address. So I'm joining address to address. One is A, one is A2, where the cities are the same, but where the addresses aren't. So this is a confusing one. That's why I have it here. I'm getting the two addresses. We get an address from address and address. I'm joining on the city ID, but I want it where the addresses don't equal each other. And I'm ordered by city ID. So I do this, I run it. And if I added city ID here, if I do city ID here, so you see the city ID. So I'll run this again. So in city ID number 300, these are the two addresses that are in city 300. These are the two addresses that are in city 576. These are the two addresses that are in city. These are just reverse of the things. So we're reversing them. But yeah, so this is just returning, and this is like a party trick.
So could you write in there distinct?
Yep. And then you lose half of them.
Because they're just rewritten, just backwards.
Yep. Boom. Oh, no, it would so I tell you, distinct won't work because distinct means these in this order can't be the same. So because they're reversed,
Yeah.
it's not distinct. So distinct means this specific order. Because it's reversed, it's not the same thing.
It's still gonna be. It's still gonna pull it in.
Yep.
So I guess I'm trying to understand what this is doing. It's saying you're looking at the address table, and you're saying I want to see all addresses that are. I don't understand. I don't understand.
This is a very poor example on why you would join two tables together on this. Why you would self-join two tables. Okay.
But if
So
I understand what you're saying is that I want to know.
I want to know what
cities
has two addresses that aren't the same.
That aren't or are the same.
Are not the same.
That are not the same.
Because that's what this is. Give me two. So this is self-join this table on the city ID column. But I want to see where the two addresses don't equal each other. So here, they don't equal each other. If I don't have this here, I run it without this where clause.
Oh,
see,
I
now
see.
get, see?
Yeah.
But so I need to know where the addresses aren't the same. Now, this is not like, so if I'm talking about, I don't have the table anymore because I had to get a new computer. I used to have a table called dogs, right? So let's do this. Create table dogs. And in dogs, I'm going to put dog ID. ID int. I'm going to put in name. I'm going to put in dad ID.
It's only because we're watching you type.
Oh yeah. I used to travel and go to different SQL Server events. And rule number one when you're doing an event is never type live.
Yeah.
Always have the stuff pre-made. So mom ID. And this is why int. Okay. Create the table. Okay, so that table's created. So let's do insert int dogs. We're gonna do ID 1. We're gonna do Bob. And we're gonna do null. Okay. And then we're gonna do here. Let's see.
You don't have a close.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I gotta do the close. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so let's do 2. And this is gonna be Jane. And then we're gonna do 3. And this is gonna be Reggie. And his dad is gonna be 1, and his mom is gonna be 2. And I answered that. Dog ID, varchar.
No, the last one, we have another one dog there, Bob. The first
Do
and
you
the
have to
last.
use? Do you have to
The
use
first
dog? Use table.
No, just insert into.
Oh,
Oh, I
'cause
know it
it's
is.
in.
No, I'm being dumb here. I forgot. I
Oh.
forgot that. Sometimes I'm just the pretty one. Okay. This should work better. Actually, it's not gonna work unless I do this. Now it'll work. Super good. There we are. So now when I run this, what did I do wrong here? Because I created this on the fly. Dogs, see dog name. Oh, I just called it name. So in this particular one here, right? So I'm actually triple joining this table to itself. I'm selecting the name from dogs as C. I'm interjoining it to the dogs. I'm joining dogs table of dogs again as F, where the dad ID is the dog ID. And I'm interjoining it again as M, where the mom ID is the dog ID, right? So now when I run this, I get Reggie, Bob, Jane. So that is a more sane reason why one would insert self-join tables.
Okay, so on the test, you say that that other one is just there to.
That's an actual answer on the test. On the exercise rather. That's an actual I think this is the answer to exercise number 4.
Okay.
And I put this here because A, it's in the back of your book anyway. And B, I constantly get questions about this one. So I just talk about it here. So when you get to it, oh, that's the answer, and you put it in there, and now you know why. And it doesn't confuse you. For those of you who are here or watching the video at home, for those watching the video at home, hi. Good to see you. Thanks for showing up.
All right. Your knee's done.
My knee is done. I can feel it. I'm actually in physical therapy for this thing. So before I go, do you guys have any questions on this stuff?
No, I don't.
Okay.
If
If you do have any questions, text me during the week or go into my YouTube videos and find this week in other semesters, and I go over this over different ways every time. Okay.
last week's
Last week's video. So last week's video.
No. Last week's quiz. The quiz for last week.
Yeah.
Is it the first two or I think either the first one or the second one or the first two. I was struggling to get the answers right without looking at the book. I was trying because the book just gives you a series of numbers.
Right.
I was trying to find the formula to get that series of number. I tried several times, but
I will make a note. I will make a note to look over it, and then I will ping you with explanations as to why those are the way they are.
Oh, okay.
And if I haven't said this before, remember that there are some very, very bad questions on these quizzes. If you run into very bad questions, let me know what they are, and I will remove them and give you credit for them. I'm
Okay.
in the process. I'm in the process of weeding out the bad quizzes. And like I told you, Leon, before, last week's video didn't get put up, so I'm gonna put up last week's video with this week's video because I forgot to convert it. All right, friends. If there is nothing else, we're at 10:30. Next week, we're going to talk about outer joins, and we're going to talk about intersect and accept, and then we're going to design database. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.